What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So yeah, don't know how long I'll be doing YouTube videos anymore, because as of January 1st I hear there's like this COPA thing or some kids law or something that the government issued, that you have to tag your videos as if they're safe for kids or not safe for kids, which I don't mind because I don't make money off of my videos, so it really doesn't really matter to me. But apparently after January 1st, then I guess the government's gonna go into every single freaking video that anybody has and will determine if it is made for kids and if it isn't, and if you didn't mark it correctly, then somehow you get fined like up to $42,000, which is ridiculous and insane. So I'm obviously not gonna chance that. I'll look into it more to see if I can still work on this platform to give up my BS news weekly, but yeah, we'll see. It's pretty crazy what's going on and pretty dumb. But onto some USC football. So Michael Pittman Jr., the wide receiver, he was officially named a top 3 finalist for the Biletnikoff Award, which is the top wide receiver in the nation, which is awesome. Great that he got so much love, and I said he had to have a big game against UCLA. He did get over 100 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns in his final game at the Coliseum, so that obviously helped him out a lot, so I'm happy for him. We'll see what he can do. Then Urban Meyer, that head coach that everybody wants at USC, a source close to him says that he is officially most likely done for coaching, and we'll just have to wait and find out, I guess, because money talks, and whoever's going to give out the most money, I guess he'll risk his health, but I just hope it's not USC. Then for the game against UCLA, there were 6 seniors, pretty small class for USC seniors, but there might be a lot of underclassmen, which are redshirt sophomores who have been there for 3 years, or juniors that have been there for 3 or 4 years, that will probably leave USC just because they're really talented, but we'll see what happens with that. But to give the seniors some love, so as the aforementioned Michael Pittman Jr., the wide receiver, Christian Recker, the defensive end, John Houston Jr., the linebacker, Jacob Daniel, the offensive lineman, Dominic Davis, the guy who's went from running back or cornerback, a lot of offense and defense, and then Drew Richmond, another offensive lineman. So thanks a lot for you guys who stayed a long time and went through the whole process and crap, and pretty sure at least half of these guys will be playing in the NFL. But on to the USC UCLA game. So yes, USC did luckily beat UCLA 52-35. It was an off and on game, especially for me watching, because every time it seemed like I watched, then UCLA was coming back and scoring. So I'm glad I stopped watching and was really surprised at the final score at the end. But yes, the USC Trojans got their victory bell back from the Bruins and able to paint it back red instead of that awful looking light blue that they have. But then of course the freshman quarterback Keaton Slovis, he made another record, I guess, freshman record for passing yards in a game during his freshman year. He beat out Matt Barkley, who I believe had 498 yards in one game, but Keaton Slovis had 515, and just amazing how when Matt Barkley did it, there wasn't as much emphasis on throwing the ball as much as there is now, but obviously it was a matter of time for Slovis to get it, and luckily he did a record against the UCLA team. But yeah, very happy about it. Just glad that we're able to get that W, and we're still in contention to be able to play in the Pac-12 game, which is pretty cool. So hopefully that can still be possible if Utah ends up losing one of these next 2 games. So we'll see, but yeah, it'll be very interesting. But so USC basketball, real quick, they did suffer their first loss of the season against Temple. I told you guys that was a sneaky good team. You didn't have to worry about them because they scheduled some harder teams now going into their schedule, and yeah, it's just pretty obvious that they looked out of sorts and we're gonna lose that game. So at least they got it out of the way so they could fix some things. But onto some Chargers news. So Michael Davis, the cornerback, he was recently suspended 2 games for violating a substance abuse, which I guess isn't bad. Usually it's about 4 games, but only 2 games now, and we'll see how this goes because they're already down cornerbacks as it is. So we'll just see who else has to step up for them. But end this video off. So Duke had a pretty big week last week, but Marvin Bagley, the power forward for the Sacramento Kings, he was going to come back from a leg injury, but he's going to be sidelined for another week because of a thumb injury, so hopefully he'll be able to come back after that. But they did beat Cal 87-52. It was a pretty dominant win for them. Kind of glad they were able to show their stuff, because that was the one team I was worried about, but then they would get the winner of Texas and Georgetown after the following day. But I thought Cal was going to be coming for an upset, but luckily Duke's defense stepped up, and a lot of guys, especially a lot of the guys at the end of the bench, got some playing time towards the end of the game, which kind of helped them in their following game the next day. But yes, I'm very happy that they got the W right there. Then Shane Battier, an ex-small forward for the Duke Blue Devils, he was inducted officially into the College Basketball Hall of Fame, so congrats to him. Obviously we need some more Dukies up in there, but he's definitely a guy who deserved it, because he did a lot while he was at Duke and in the NBA as well. He's an NBA champion with the Heat. But speaking of Georgetown, so Georgetown did beat Texas, and I was hoping for Texas because they would be the easier team, but yes, Georgetown definitely came to play, and they had that top guy, Mac McClung, that I really liked. But looking at the highlights, it seemed like he was phased out and really wasn't an issue for Duke, just a lot of the other guys around who were bigger and athletic. But as it showed, Duke's defense showed up, and luckily they were still able to get the W. So very happy to see that they're able to still score a certain number of points and play really good solid defense for the whole entire game. So that's what I'm really happy about, and hopefully they can continue. They have a couple of cupcakes coming up next week or so, but then they play Michigan State, I think the number 3 team in the nation, who could be up to number 2 by the time we play them. But we also did see that Vernon Carey, the freshman, was named the MVP of that little classic, the 2-game classic that it was, 2K Classic, whatever they call it. So congrats to him. I obviously have my doubts about him, but he looked like they were feeding him a lot, and he was able to get a lot of free throw opportunities and wide open shots, and he converted on them. So that's what you really need to see from a guy like that. So I'm glad him, and like a lot of the other guys, Wendell Moore, Cassius Stanley, a lot of the other freshmen stepped up as well. So really happy to see that for Duke. But then also Coach K became, he broke a record, a John Wooden record, as far as the most wins as a number 1 team at 218. So Duke now has that record with Coach K, and it's pretty crazy that obviously when you beat the GOAT from UCLA, who won, like, what was it, 8 or 9 championships in 10 years or something like that, and he still decided to retire early to spend more time with his family and around the school instead of coaching. I mean, the guy could have had way more records, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he lived a long, happy life. But yeah, Coach K is definitely getting these records, which is cool, especially with how inexperienced this team is. But really happy to see that, and definitely looking forward to March Madness in the future of this team, so hopefully they can keep it up. But thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe, comment down below, let me know what y'all think. And yes, this whole YouTube stuff, I have to really dive down, because I got even an email, like, because they send it to creators or people who have YouTube channels, saying that they don't even know like what the government will really be looking for. So if you want a lawyer, you should get a lawyer. And that's all random BS stuff. It obviously doesn't affect me as much as making money. I think that's why everybody's really freaking out over it, because they want to be making as much money as they do. But I just think it will affect me if they're gonna just slam a fine on me for putting up a video of my dog and her doing just random stuff, and then they say it's for kids, and really it's probably just for whoever, and then they say I didn't market for kids, and then yeah, so it's a whole bunch of BS. But like I said, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, comment down below, let me know what y'all think, and have a great rest of your day.